Men tend to overcomplicate the process of approaching a woman, making her like him, and swapping contact details. I know so many guys who feel like they need to watch hundreds of pickup artist videos before they do their first approach, and then even when they do their first approach, they're still intimidated because they think they have to be so impressive just to win a woman over. That's not true. In this video, I'm going to explain to you 3 simple steps which are all you really need to know to get started with day game, approaching women, landing dates. So let's get straight into it. The first step is to approach direct. By that I mean you're going to tell the woman the reason why you're trying to talk to her. Okay, so normally that's going to look something like, oh, excuse me, I know this is a bit out of nowhere, but I noticed you looked so fantastic in that dress that I just wanted to come and meet you. Now, the reason why we do this is because otherwise she's just going to spend the whole conversation wondering what it is that you actually want. I know some guys who prefer to like ask for directions, ask for the time, make a comment about their surroundings. But when you do that, she's just going to spend the whole time kind of being anxious, wondering what it is that you actually really want. Is she safe? Are you going to ask her for money? Are you going to try and rob her? Are you filming a prank for TikTok? She doesn't know, especially, well, definitely in daytime environments, because it's just so rare for men to like approach women in a romantic fashion that way. Anyway, the second tip is to get to know each other. I recommend that you do this through assumptions. Most normal people, how do they get to know each other? It's through asking each other questions. But this doesn't really work when it's a man trying to pick up a woman, because you're just a guy who's just come out of nowhere, a stranger, and now you're asking her questions about her life. It's just, she has no motivation to answer those questions. Okay, you're providing no value to the conversation. In fact, you're asking her to make the conversation interesting by answering your questions, right? But when you make assumptions, this is just a lot more hooking people's attention and interest. Okay, so example of an assumption: oh, you look so sporty. What, are you like an athlete training for the Olympics? Oh, you're so tall and blonde, I figured you're from one of those awesome countries like Sweden or Norway or Finland. Now, when you make an assumption like this, you're normally going to get one of 2 responses. She's either going to say, yes, that's right, how did you know? Okay. Or she's going to say, no, that's not true, why did you think that about me? Now, the reason for this is because humans are inherently curious about how they're perceived by the outside world. So assumptions are a really good way of sparking that curiosity. Now, all of a sudden, you're in a fun and interesting conversation. Certainly a lot more fun and interesting than asking a question after question after question after question. Anyway, the third tip is to swap contact details. Now, there's no rush to do this. The longer you spend getting to know each other, the more solid your connection's going to be, the more likely she's going to want to meet you again. I've made a couple of videos actually about the most effective way to swap contact details. I'm just going to pin one of those videos up there. But that's it. If you are a complete beginner to day game, these are the only steps that I want you to have in your mind. Open direct, get to know each other with assumptions, and swap contact details. This was all I knew when I first started getting results with day game, and this is all I teach to my complete beginner students who have no experience with day game, and they can get results too. The reason why is because it's so rare these days for a man to be able to approach a woman in a confident, fun way that makes her comfortable. Okay? And just being able to do that is enough to spark her curiosity, make you stand out from the masses of simps in her Instagram inbox, and for her to want to swap contact details and maybe even meet you for a date. Okay? So if you are a complete beginner to day game, I would encourage you to get out there, start approaching with just these 3 steps in mind. When you do that, you're going to learn so much more and you're going to be able to build your skill set over time. But don't intimidate yourself with too much information. Just focus on these 3 steps and you're going to start to get results, and that's going to help you to build that momentum. With that said, there is a bit of a catch, because with these 3 steps to work, you do have to be able to approach in a confident and fun way that makes her comfortable. If you're not so good at doing that, I would recommend you watch my video on how to bring good vibes into your approaches. I made that just a couple of days ago. I'm going to stick that on the screen right now. So go ahead and watch that. Other than that, my name's Joe. Hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll speak to you real soon.